Now, before we get into this week's Indy Power Rankings list, I need to explain something. Because, last week I talked about how last week would be the last edition of the Indy Power Rankings as a solo thing. But as you can tell, that's not the case. Well, if you didn't see my video with Sam from Pro Wrestling Nation earlier in the week, then, as I found out on that day, unfortunately, circumstances did not permit me going through the Indy Power Rankings during the video. So, for right now, the video stays solo. So, without further ado, let us jump right into this week's Indy Power Rankings list, starting with the People's Champ, Logan Lynch. Logan Lynch is the new WPW X Division champion, and he earns the People's Champ vote with 167 votes from his fans this week, after he defeated Chase McCoy and TW3 in a triple threat match last Friday night to win the X Division Championship in WPW. It seems like if you're in Wisconsin and you know where Wisconsin Pro Wrestling is, then Logan Lynch needs to be your guy, because it seems like he's got somewhat of a future ahead of him, and this will not be the last time you see Logan Lynch on the Indy Power Rankings. Now we head up as Dragon Lee, Isami Kodaka, Mr. 450, James Anthony, Takahashi Mino are the honorable mentions, as in 10 through 6, respectively, on the Indy Power Rankings list this week, as now we move forward. It is Ricochet time. As Ricochet put forth 2 show-stealing contests against Desmond Xavier and Matt Cross, as Desmond Xavier is being called the new Ricochet, not because of the fact that he does stupendous and gravity-defying moves in the ring during his matches, but more so because, much like Ricochet a few years ago was turning heads, that's what Xavier is doing now. I applaud AAW for being able to find him, and now they have independent wrestling's best-kept secret in wrestling's best-kept secret. And of course, Ricochet defeated Desmond Xavier in AAW and Matt Cross in SSW on Friday and Saturday respectively. And apparently, Matt Cross's match with him was an absolute classic, to go 2-0 for the weekend. And, you know, though his time on the Indies may be winding down, as he is likely heading to the WWE in early 2017, Ricochet is making use of his time left on the independents by putting forth some great matches. And now we move to number 4, a very familiar name, and that is former TNA star and former TNA Tag Team Champions, Gunner. That's right, Gunner had a very good weekend, as he adds the WrestleForce title to his mantle after defeating John Skyler on August 20th, and then he went from South Carolina to North Carolina and retained his PWX Innovative Television title against David Starr. That's right, one half of I believe David Starr is one half of a tag team, an independent tag team that that's name is escaping me right now, so I apologize. But either way, on August 20th, he wins a New World title, and August 21st, he defends his TV title at PWX against David Starr. So, as a 2-0 weekend nets Gunner a big spot on this week's Indy Power Rankings, as he now holds multiple titles in the Carolinas. And I always thought that Gunner had untapped potential that was never realized in TNA, and hopefully now on the Indies, Gunner can realize his potential, and placing number 4 in the Indy Power Rankings is a very good start. And now we move up as we move to number 3, and it's a new, a familiar face for the Indy Power Rankings, as Chris Hero is the first person I've seen twice on the Indy Power Rankings since I started doing the weekly Indy Power Rankings list a few weeks ago. And despite holding no titles on the Indies, Chris Hero is having a phenomenal 2016, as quality of matches are his specialty. And he added more quality matches to his repertoire last weekend, as he defeated Shingehiro Airi at AAW Showdown on August 19th, and then scored an upset win on Saturday, August 20th at Evolve 67 against Cody Rhodes. That's right, Chris Hero defeated Cody Rhodes at Evolve 67 and netted himself the number 3 spot, actually for the second time, because I think the last time I saw Chris Hero on the Indy Power Rankings, it was in the same spot. And though the only thing that helped, I can honestly tell you that I think that the only reason why Chris Hero got number 3 is because of his upset win over Cody Rhodes at Evolve 67. But if he wins a title in the near future, I guarantee you Chris Hero will be ranked number 1 before the end of the year, if he can come up big in a title match before the year's out. Now we move up as Pentagon Jr. places number 2 in the Indy Power Rankings this week, as he added the PCW Heavyweight title to his his list of achievements, his long list of achievements. And if I'm correct, that is the Preston City Wrestling Heavyweight Championship, and that means that Pentagon Jr. holds a title over in the UK, as he defeated Willie Mack, the former NXT superstar, and the Beast, Brian Cage, to win the vacant title. And he also picked up wins in AAA. And though they didn't put him in the position that he is in, it still, proves that Pentagon Jr. is having a breakout 2016 thus far. And I will take their word for it, as the Indy Power Rankings, hold on. I'm just looking for a name, but I don't think a name's here as in who wrote it, because I was going to say whoever wrote this, I'd say take their word for it, because their knowledge is better than mine on this subject. But now we move up to number 1, and number 1 is the Evolve Heavyweight Champion, Timothy Thatcher, as Timothy Thatcher gets a clean sweep this week with the voters, as he is a clear number 1 this week after defeating Matthew Riddle in a no-holds-barred match to retain his title, and then defeated Drew Gulak the following evening to retain the title once again. The British Messiah has proudly carried the Evolve title for over a year now. 410 days as of today is the championship reign for Timothy Thatcher. And I gotta tell you that Evolve is gonna have a huge future for title matches with the likes of Zack Sabre Jr. and eventually Will Ospreay knocking on the door of Timothy Thatcher. The drawing power that Thatcher possesses for Evolve, and the fact that he has knocked down every single challenger, and a lot of them have been strong challengers. He's knocked down every single challenger that's been put in front of him for the last 400 plus days. Nets him probably not his first stop at the number 1 spot here in the Indy Power Rankings list. And much like last week now, after congratulating the British Messiah at his number 1 finish this week in the Indy Power Rankings, we gotta go back up. We gotta go up and check out the top 5 for the Tag Team Indy Power Rankings for this week. Just missing out? And now, the People's Champions. The People's Champions is Guns and Aggression. This team, I know, thanks to Dave Dynasty, is famous for their work in Emerge Wrestling. If you remember a few months ago, I did an interview with Emerge champion Maru. I could be wrong, but I think he's the Emerge champion. I apologize if that's not the case. But either way, congratulations to the People's Champs, Guns and Aggression, as they had a strong showing at Strong Style Wrestling, where they defeated the Brotherhood on August 20th. And now we move into the top 5 with EC3. EC3, some guy named Dustin, possibly Dustin Starr, and Drew Galloway. And no, it isn't because of their TNA work. It is because Evolve takes center stage as the Evolve Tag Team Champions Galloway and Dustin teamed with EC3 to pick up a big win over Fred Yelly, Yahai, Ethan Page, and TJP at Evolve 67 to retain the Evolve Tag Team titles. And I'll read from the paragraph that though this victory does not help them in the top 50 standings, it does get the trio their first ranking together as a team. And the question is, with the egos involved, how long will the Alliance be able to stand pat? You gotta keep your eyes on WWN Live, particularly Evolve, to find out that answer. The Ugly Ducklings, ranked number 4 this week in the Indy Power Rankings, as Colby Carino and Lance Lude successfully defended successfully defeated the Brutes, and then teamed with Rob Killjoy to defeat Gouge Wrestling All-Stars, Timothy Lou Retton, Chet Sterling, and Mickey Gambino on August 19th and I apologize, on August 21st and August 20th respectively. And they are the PWF Trios champions and successfully defended the titles against Chet Sterling, Timmy Lou Retton, and Mickey Gambino on August 21st. And these young up-and-comers continue to make waves in the on the independent scene. And though with how much competition is on the indies this year, I would say it's 50-50 if you see them back on the Indy Power Rankings. But with the talent they two possess, especially Colby, it's in his genes to succeed in wrestling, so I wouldn't be surprised if these two are back on. But now we move to Mustache Mountain as Trent Stevens and Tyler Bate take the number 3 spot this week on the Indy Power Rankings tag team list, as they are the new Chikara Campeones de Parejas tag team champions, as they defeated Los Ice Creams, NRG, and Devastation Corporation in a 4-way double elimination match on August 21st to win the titles. And because of that win, they earned their first rankings on another week where teams are 7-1 and 4-0. They would have likely, if other teams on the list didn't do better, they may have been ranked higher, but with the fact that they beat 4 teams in one night, they got some serious momentum in their corner. And let's see now if they can build on that as the new tag team champions in Chikara. And now we move up as Fujita Hi and Takashi Minamoto had a flawless week as a tag team in Japan, as they defeated Yapperman 1, 2, and Kenbai for Michinoku Pro on August 17th, and then defeated Sasuke, Gane, and I apologize, I don't know how to pronounce the last guy's name. On August for Michinoku Pro, I would assume, again on August 19th, and then they won another 6-man tag team match on August 20th and 21st to go 4-0 for the week. And much like YTK before them, it was impossible to deny them the top ranking after a 4-0 week, and where they showed absolute dominance as a tag team, or a trio actually. And now the number 1 team this week for the Indy Power Rankings tag team list is Yankee To Ken, Isami Kodaka, and Yoko Miyamoto, as they went 7-1 this week in the in Japan, particularly Big Japan Pro Wrestling, as they defeated Masaya Takahashi, Ryuji Ito, and Yuki, teaming with Kankoro Hoshino on August 16th, and then teamed with Ryuji Ito the same day to defeat Daisuke Sakamoto, Kazuki Kutina, and their partner, and then defeated Kazumi Kikuta and Yuto on August 17th, and then teamed with Sakura on the same day to lose to Abdullah Kobayashi, Jakin Numazawa, and Ryuji Ito again. And then, if that wasn't enough, on August 18th, they teamed to defeat Kota Sekafuda and Yoshino, and then teamed with Ryuto Hamada and Nakanoi on the same day to defeat Great Kojika, Hoshino, and Strong BJ, Sekimoto and Okabayashi, and then defeated Minoru Suzuki and Tsunabe at Oz Academy on August 20th. God, that was a lot of matches. I'm tired. They must have been exhausted. I don't know how they couldn't have been after competing in 8 matches in a week. And it's like they said, with a record like that, it's impossible to keep them out of the number 1 spot. So congratulations to Yankee To Ken for finishing in the number 1 spot this week in the Indy Power Rankings. What I would like from you guys now is to let me know down in the comment section below. Do you like the Indy Power Rankings as a standalone series, or would you prefer the Indy Power Rankings being a part of the podcast where we discuss it with me and my guest that week? Let me know down in the comment section below. And also, as always, feedback is more than welcomed and appreciated, but if you don't want to leave a comment, then you can always leave a like, and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this that you can only find right here at Wrestling Express. Till next time. Later.